Hi everyone, it's Gloria. Welcome to another Scrap and Sketch Saturday video. Today I wanted to share with you a few more cards that I made using Mojo Monday sketches and my scraps. The first two cards, sorry, are made using DCWV's lace and linen stack. They're just scraps from that paper stack. So the first sketch is sketch number 268, and like I said in my previous videos, I'm really behind on these, but I want to make sure to do them all. And so anyway, so this is number 268, and here is my card using that sketch. And what I did was I used a regular, an ivory card base from Recollections, just the pre-scored card, so it's a regular A2 size. And I distressed the edges of everything with a vintage photo and used my distress tool to distress the edges of all the papers. And then this is a really pretty lime green that I like. It's really distressed. And then I have a little paper doily that I inked with baby pink ink first, and then I did the edges with vintage photo. And I have two scallop circles here that I used a Stampin' Up! Punch for, and then I distressed those with the vintage photo. Then here's another one of these green scraps, and the sentiment says "Fluttering by to say hi." And this is a close to my heart stamp that's called A Tree. It's this one here. Okay, and that little butterfly I did use on here. I second and third generation stamped it there, so it's kind of a faint, and oh, there, you might be able to see that. Anyway, it's on the doily, and then there's a couple here. And this is a chipboard butterfly that Scrap Chickie gave to me a long time ago, and it's embossed as well. So I just added a pearl there, kind of gave that some dimension, and added a pearl there at the end of this little banner and up here. And then this is one of my recent flowers that I made. It's a little cabbage flower, and this is using the Ancestry.com paper collection, and I just like how that looked. And then this lace used to be bright white, and I just ran my little, distressed it with vintage photo ink. And yeah, so that's that. And the inside, I just used scraps again for the inside, and then this doily is just the part that I cut off the front. And then I stamped in cocoa, I stamped the little butterfly and left room for the message. So that one was really fun. I love this this chipboard butterfly. Okay, and then sketch 269 is this one here. And I'm going to do a video where I do just round cards. I want to try that someday. But I did this squared one, and I did my card a little bit bigger than the A2. So it's this one here, and this one measures 5.5 squared. Or I'm sorry, 5 1/4. Let me make sure. Yes, 5 1/4 squared. And I just used some craft cardstock from my stash. And then again, these are papers from the lace and linen stack. And I just went to town and just distressed everything and inked them with vintage photo, and then just layered all the scraps following the sketch. And then the one thing, let me see if I can bring this closer so you can see here. The one thing I didn't do was I didn't add this little circle in the center. I wanted my sentiment to be on these on this banner on the top here. And so I just added, this is the string off those shipping tags. Made a little bow there. I embossed in cocoa the thank you, which comes from my Close to My Heart stamp set. And I just added some pink pearls. And let's see, like I said, I just layered the papers and distressed them all. It's pretty simple. And the inside I just distressed two of the little banners and layered them so there'd be room for the message here. Really went vintage with these ones. So there's that one. And then sketch 270. I used K & Company's Classic K Margot paper pad, and they're just scraps from that one. And I'm almost done with that paper pad. So, yeah. So there's the sketch, and then here's my card. And again, I used the ivory card base from Recollections. And I just layered the different papers. I used, instead of the scallop that's on here, I used this Recollections border punch. And again, I distressed everything with Vintage Photo. I didn't use my distress tool on this card. All the pieces were just inked. And then I used a Stampin' Up! Punch for this scallop circle, and used scraps from that craft card base to do this. And then this thank you, I stamped in cocoa, and it is actually a new stamp that I just got from Michael's the other day. It was on clearance actually, and it's the Ink a Dink a Doo thank you words stamp set. So I just used this one here, and I loved it. I don't have a lot of stamps that have thank you on them, so this was perfect. Very cute. So so yes, I stamped that on the craft, and then put that on the scallop circle, and I did put that up on foam squares because this trim right here is this, oh, I can't remember what it's called, but I think I got this from either Anna or Letty gave this to me. I'm sorry, I don't remember. Chinese braid, I think that's what it's called. Trim. And then this is one of my little flowers that I made on this last flower run that I did, and it's just using a really small, actually it's this one right here. Just have it on my desk, this little punch right here. I think it's like 5 layers or something, and then just inked with the Vintage Photo, and have a little brown pearl in the center. So, and then on the inside I just added 2 of the scraps, including the border punch one, and just layered that and left it clean for message. So those are my 3 cards that I created this time. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.